Hello. I thought I'd talk a little bit more about the Matrix today. That is, the way people are programmed by society without them really realising, except perhaps in an intellectual way, that it's happening, or even not even realising it at all, actually, in many cases. And what made me think about it was I was looking at some music videos today. I don't watch them much, so that probably helps me to be a bit more objective about it. I mean, I used to follow pop and rock when I was much younger. These days, I don't much. Got too much to do, too busy, and it's like I've been there, done that anyway. Um, but still, there's good stuff and there's bad, and sometimes it's okay. Anyway, I was watching it, and I started to realise that these music videos were not really music videos. I saw that they were actually adverts posing as music videos. At least that's my opinion. I'm going to give you some examples and see what you think. That's it, isn't it? I've chosen 3 examples. I'll put links below. Let's see, what have I got here? I've got Rita Ora's Poison, Little Mix with Black Magic, and Becky G with Lovin' So Hard. So there's 3 from the current Vivo Top 40. As of today, 20th of June 2015. I think it is. Something like that anyway. Within a day or so. Well, I was watching, for instance, Rita Ora's video, and a few seconds into the video, the camera hesitates over a pair of headphones. And you can see the brand name on the headphone. Now, if you look through the rest of the advert, brand names are carefully hidden on clothing and just about everything else. But it focuses on the headphones, and you can see the brand, and then they sit there and listen to the headphones for a bit. And then the story begins of the song, and it's, not saying anything special to me. Then there's Little Mix, and again there's a scene in the story where you can clearly see the headphones and the brand name. Indeed, the camera zooms right in on it. A tight shot of these headphones. And in Becky G's video, for example, there are actually lots of advertising shots, as I would call them. There's cosmetics, at least 2 different types, or 2 different tubes of stuff. There's a hat with a logo on it. There's also an ice cream shop. And now, I realise that a person can argue that logos are all over the place and they're going to appear in the background in shots anyway. And to some extent that's true, although most of these videos are very careful not to show any logos that they don't intend to show. I think you will find that, for example, in the Becky G video, she picks up a pair of trainers, and it's hard to hide the logo on a pair of trainers, but she manages to pick them up so that you cannot see the name. In the Rita Ora one, there's a guy photographing with an SLR, right, and his finger is over the name. You can't see what it is, right. They don't have to do it like that. It's deliberate. They're only showing you what they want you to see. And the giveaway is that the camera actually lingers on the logos. And for example, in the Becky G video, there's a street sign of this ice cream shop or ice cream brand. And then not only does the camera just look at that and nothing else, there's nothing else of interest in the shot, but they then are in the shop having a good time, taking photos of the ice cream and eating it. That is an advert. What an advert is where, at least in modern advertising, is where something you want having a good time with a member of the opposite sex, perhaps, being happy, is associated with some random product, in this case ice cream. It could be a happy family around the breakfast table enjoying some cornflakes. It's a cliche, but that's what advertising is. They associate something that is a natural desire with some product that has nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter what the product is. The point is to make the association so that you, without thinking about it, think about that product at the same time as you think about what you actually want. The odds are you'll be a little bit more inclined to buy the product if you're not conscious of what's going on. And Becky G there is giving examples of what cosmetics to use, okay? And she shows some lip protector stuff and puts it on. She clearly shows you the brand, okay? It's rolled in front of the camera for a couple of seconds, and she uses it. Now, is this art which has been infected with advertising, or is it actually advertising spam masquerading as art? I personally think it's the latter, and for another reason, not just because there's a lot of advertising in it, but also because the music and the tunes are banal. They're dull, ordinary. They're not saying anything special. They're catchy, maybe, but there's around about zero originality in them. They have been manufactured. And that's plain. Really good tunes are not like that. They're not banal. All artists have their strengths and weaknesses, and some can write a good lyric but can't write a good tune, and so on. And people cooperate to try and get around these limitations. But I think when the songs are bland but catchy, not saying anything profound or offensive to anybody, not challenging, they are not art. Art, certainly in the field of music, and I think probably elsewhere too, art is subversive. Art is challenging. Art should make you think. It's not just empty entertainment. If that's all it isn't art. It's masquerading. It's doing some other job. And you can think what that might be. I suspect it's taking your money off you. Most of the time. Some of it is propaganda too for certain lifestyles. Aspirational living or certain belief systems, like the white capitalist system is the best, for example, and maybe it is. I like it, but it's a substitution for thinking, perhaps, to just buy this because it's in songs you like. And the difference between these videos and what is possible to do with music is absolutely profound. And I'll put links below to 4 songs. Now they're old. I'm sorry, but I'm old. So my memory goes back a long way. Okay. Now back in the old days, they didn't know how to present a music video. Honestly, they're not good. Well, they're okay. Actually, these are not even the originals in a couple of cases. They're just... there weren't any originals back of some of them, but have a listen to them and see what you think. In this case, I mean, for instance, I've got Bob Dylan singing Hurricane. Now, this is a true story, okay? So have a listen. And this is art because it's challenging. This was a poke in the eye to the authorities at the time. and it did make people think. And now Bob Dylan can't sing for toffee, but he writes great lyrics. Okay, so put up with it. Just listen, it's great. Another one, Ralph McTell, Streets of London. This is another hard-hitting song to make you think. It's not there just to entertain and make you feel fluffy and good. This is here to change the world a bit, maybe. Another song, Peter Sarstedt, Where'd You Go To, My Lovely? It's just another song talking about the emptiness of a lifestyle-based system. Back in those days it was a jet set. It's the same. And Al Stewart, Roads to Moscow, a song about World War II on the Russian front. Doesn't sound very romantic and entertaining, but see what you think. See what you think. That's all I can say. The difference between what is on offer now and what is possible is so massive. And it seems to me that the examples I've given are simply after your money and their advertising. It is spam, actually, not art. Well, have a listen to them and watch them and see if you agree. Okay, bye.